Hello, everybody. Excuse me. I'm still working on my cold. I'm doing a little bit better. My voice is still kind of a little bit kittywampus. Today, I am going to be working with my Prismacolor pencils. And I will be using Bristol paper. I'm kind of going slow because I try not to give too much information before it actually shows up on YouTube because I don't know what the delay is. I think it's working. All right, so I'll be working on Bristol paper. I know it says it's for pen and ink, but I like the smooth surface for colored pencils, especially the Prismacolor. I just like the way it blends in together. So I'll be using that. Hi, Kathy. Let's see. So I'm just going to tear out a piece of this. And what I'll do is I will fold it in half so we can get a zoom in on it. Actually, this paper from yesterday, one of these days I should try some colored pencils on this because it says it's good for pencil. I don't know. Good morning, Sherry. Well, it's weird. I know you two are here because you're talking, but it just shows that one person is watching. So I don't know. Also, I'm going to apologize if you hear me cleaning my teeth. My husband, for Valentine's Day, he got me, they're these almonds, and they have like a cocoa dusting on them, and he found dark chocolate ones. Oh, they're so good. So that was what I ate for breakfast. They are so yummy. And plus a handful of those, and you are full. All right, so I'm just going to fold this in half. I don't know why I'm being so exact. I just like to. All right. And I just saw my bone folder. There it is. Okay. As picky as I was, and it's still kittywampus. That's all right. And because my table is so dirty, I'm going to turn it inside out. Get anything out that might cause a lump. There we go. And that's what we're going to play with. Oh, there's some curmudgeon on here. Well, since you ladies are here, is there any style that you'd like me to try to draw with my colored pencils? Because that is what I'll be playing with today. Since I know I did Prismacolor on Monday, but because it was a sped up video, you didn't get much info from it. So, well, it is kind of morning for me. It's 11 in the morning. I don't know where Sherry is, and I don't know where Kathy is either. But the pencils that I have here, I have a combination. I have the Prismacolor Premiers, which is a large pack, and then I also have the Barrel Prismacolors, and then I have also the Eagle, which I can't find right now. But these are some of the older ones. I think the oldest ones are the Eagle. So the Barrel and the Eagles I found at Goodwill. And I throw them all. Oh, here we go. Here's the Eagle. So look at how, yeah, this is pretty old. And I just throw them all in here. When I travel, I have a small plastic thing that I grab all my primaries in a couple different colors. How's my color look, you guys? Can you guys see everything good? Color looks good? For some reason on my screen, it always looks different than it does on the replay, so I kind of need to ask you guys. Oh, I should have a pencil sharpener nearby. Oh, there it is. All right. Thank you, Sherry. So, and before I get started too, I want to let you know on Saturday, my regular friend who comes can't make it, so I'll be doing a live feed that day, and I will be going at. I think I'm going to schedule it for 11 o'clock Eastern time, so 1 o'clock Mountain. Because there's a gal whose name is evading me right now. I apologize. Who she watches all the live streams after. And she just said she wished she could participate. And since I'm open Saturday and she's such a sweetheart, I decided I'd do that for her just so she could hang out with us. So if you can make it for that, that would be awesome. And what I'm looking for now is when I do my first sketch, I got in a habit because of Jane Davenport using the light purple or the lilac color, but I've always used a lighter color to do my initial sketch. So like maybe a pink, a light green, you know, me and my turquoises. And that's all Jane. She's awesome. Catch some of her stuff online because she is a lovely human being inside and out, and then she has all those awesome new products Michaels carries, which I don't have yet, but I will. So I might sketch in this one. Look at this. And these are the awesome old Prismacolors, and I have a bunch that aren't even sharpened yet. So for those of you who know and love the old Prismas, is all I can say. All right. I think I might use this one to sketch with. I have none of her stuff yet. Oh, Kathy, I am in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm cold today. My fingertips are cold, but I refuse to turn on the heat because I'm originally from Wisconsin, so I'm not going to whine about being cold because I'm in Phoenix. I will be getting some of Jane's stuff. Especially, I love those mermaid pens because I like putting the Dynaflows in the water pens, though I don't have any because I started to, and then I traveled and I broke two, and then I never put more in. So, actually, so do you guys have a style that you'd like me to try out, or should I just do a face on the whim here? Let's see. I'm trying to put my hand in a spot so I know where I asked my question. Okay. So about now you should have heard my question. I like to do everything. It's kind of nice having feedback. Like one of my favorite things with my nieces and nephews is we would sit there and I would get a pen and crayons or whatever, and they'd ask me to draw stuff. And my nephew, no, I'll just start sketching as I talk. My nephew, one of my favorite ones, this is so bad. He is now 18. I think he was like 9 or 10 at the time. And I told them they could ask me to draw anything. And can you see that sketching okay? And he asked me to draw something, and it was kind of to the point I had to ask his mom, is it okay if I draw this for him? And she said yes. And so I ended up drawing a Tyrannosaurus Rex, okay, with the legs of his sister hanging out of its mouth and her still holding on to her teddy bear. Yeah. So, well, Sherry, right now I'm working on the faces of February, so all my live feeds are faces. So I'm trying to do people faces. I do have, no, I don't have that journal on hand. I had a kitty that passed away, and for a while all I was doing was, maybe I'll put a cat in this one. Yeah, we'll do a long neck on her. cats are fun. If I could move my camera, I would bring you out. I had a kitty cat who she passed away a few years ago, but she was old and mean. She only loved my husband and I. And my cousin is also an artist, and she was trying to do a pet portrait business at the time. So I commissioned her to do a painting of my kitty. So what I did, I just did a basic outline of the head, neck, and shoulders. No features, really, with this purple. No, Sherry, it's okay. It just gives me ideas because, so starting next month, I think, I'm going to start doing a Rolodex thing. I think I might have mentioned that yesterday. A Rolodex a day. So I'm thinking we'll do cool little sketches and stuff on that too. Okay. So I took my purple and all I did was a basic sketch, very basic egg head, the egg-shaped head, neck, and shoulders to kind of give me where everything's going to be. And because I'm doing this for you, I will add the rest of the lines for the face. I will do even lighter here. I'm going to do kind of a 3/4 here. Actually, I already have her chin, so I better follow it. There you go. And then I'm going to go so with your love of cat, Sherry, I guess that means you don't mind when my little kitty jumps in the frame. See. And okay, so what I did was right here, I put in a line. It's not always half, but I guess, yeah, it's not always half. I kind of get to feel where I want things to be. For me, for a lot of people, this is the center of the eye or the bottom of the eye. For me, this is, it's kind of it's the bottom of the eye for me. And then I go from this eye, or from this line, I go about half of that, and that'll be the bottom of the nose. And then after that, from here to the chin, I go about half, and that will be the mouth, all right? And then just to give myself a little bit more scale, this is how I go in my head. This space right here, I kind of eyeball it and put another line right there. And that is my line for the top and the bottom of the lid, all right? I don't want to go any bigger than that for the most part if I'm trying to do, usually I do all whimsical stuff, but if I'm trying to do a more realistic, it gives me some spacing to base everything on. Let me see if I can mess with this coloring for you a little bit. Let me see, maybe brighten it up. Or there. Until I'm done with the sketching, I'll leave the color like that. Hopefully you can see it better there. So just for sum up, because it'll be coming in soon, we have our egghead, our line for our center. All right. I did, like I said, it's not always halfway because I sketch out the head so much. So if I was really to bring my head shape down where I want it, it would be about halfway, then half of that, and then half of this space. Then I gauge this and bring it up there. And I never do everything the same way or same order. So I'm just going to go with what's I'm wanting to do. So I have my halfway point here, and that's going to be like the center line of the mouth. So I can put my lines in for my lips. Oh, actually, I wanted to do a different color here. Let's go. What's this one? We'll do, oh, that's a little bit dark. And that's not sharpened. We'll go with a blue. So I'm trying not to cough too much. It's not too bad. So I went with Periwinkle, which is one of my favorite blues. And I'm just going in with the lip. Now, with your lip line, this center line should line up with the low point in your lip. And then I put in my bottom. I usually don't put in the top lip until I go in with my darker color, but I'll do it here for you. I just kind of scribble in. The shape of my lip doesn't come out until later. So this is just kind of like a shadow. And then from this point, I usually gauge how I want my chin. I'll usually put in a harder line for my chin. And notice how I'm holding my pencil here and not here. I don't want a hard line yet. So when I was here, I was down low. And then I bring it up for a smoother or lighter sketch. So I put in a nice curve here for the chin. If I was going to do a more masculine, about here, I would make it a little bit more square. But I tend to like to do the soft curves. A lot of people do. And a lot of the artists I follow do. And then I come up this line here where the nose is. If you feel your face and go from under your nose over to the side of your face, usually that's about where your cheekbone bottom is. And I usually bring in here, and that's where I have my space up, because you don't really have any bone support right here, so it's a little bit of a softer line. And then I come up, and then where the eye is at the temple, I come in just a smidge. And that's something I'll come back to later and really define more once I get my eyes in. So based on the lips, I find that my face shape. And then I'll come up, bring this up, and I'll just put in like the bottom shadow, like U of the nose. All right. And because we are doing a, what is that called? Not a profile, not a forward facing, we're going to have a shadow, and I'm going to put the shadow on this side. So the next line I'll have is this top line that I put in is the top brow line. And that's where the shadow for the nose will start. And a lot of the stuff, even when I do my sketches, I do so much on autopilot that when I go to think of why I do something, I sometimes get it wrong. So I'm thinking back, I'm thinking I said this was the top and the bottom of the eye. It's actually the top and the bottom of the eye, top of the eye socket is what it is. So I apologize for that. And her nose is kind of kittywampus. We need to bring it over a little bit. There we go. And remember, because it's not a full view, this side of the lip and this side of the nose will be a little bit shorter. And then based on that, I will bring this up, not touching the paper, and find my other brow line. Okay? And now I know where my eyes are going to go. So based on that, this will be the inner corner of the eye, actual eyelid. And a lot of people like to have this point and this point parallel or even. I always like to have my eyes a little bit higher. I always wanted to have more exotic eyes, so I think I tend to draw features that I wish I had, you know? And then just to make it a little bit more whimsical and not so, oops, I had a little bit of graphite on my pencil. I'm going to actually bring this down, and that's just like the tear duct thing. So we're just getting the shape in. Oh, I hope your granddaughter's okay. I'm one of those people, when I get sick, there was actually a point when I was young, I ended up with, they're not sure exactly where it started, but I ended up so sick, it ended up in my eyes. And my one eye, I woke up in the morning, it looked like somebody had just beaten me up. And My mom took me to the doctor, and I had eye infection, sinus infection, my tonsils were infected, everything, but I didn't have a fever. So I'm one of those people. Or if I had a fever, it was very low because I was still going outside and playing. I didn't feel icky, nothing. But give me the common cold and I am a whiny baby. All right, so I'm still using this color. So I have like a light, a mid, and then I'll go in with a darker color at the very end. I try not to use black until the end or my deep colors. And now I'm just going to bring in my eyeball, or not the eyeball, not the pupil either. What is that called? Ugh. See, and this is why I shouldn't take cold medicine. I'm having like weird brain going on. And now I can see my eyes are kittywampus. And I will bring, and as you notice, when I have a harder line, I bring my hand in. And the reason why this looks weird is because this eye should actually be smaller. It's something I'll probably fix, but maybe not. Because you know what? I have one eye bigger than the other one, so no. I don't really, as long as it's pleasing to me, a lot of time I don't care about things being equal as far as like facial features. What is the movie? Oh, I watched a movie with Charlize Theron, and they had a face view like up through her nose. She has really mismatched nostrils, but she is so beautiful. And I think the only reason why I noticed it is because I was thinking, "Ooh, it'd be fun to draw her." And then I looked at her nostrils and I went, "Whoa, they don't match." So then, of course, I had to get a mirror and check out my nostrils, and my nostrils don't match either. It's, yeah, these are the things I do. Don't judge me. Ooh, see, and this is what happens when you go like this, because this way to me, it looks okay, and I turned it this way, and now I got to work on the shape again. So she needs a little bit more shape. And the thing that's nice about Prismacolors is they are pretty forgiving. Um, as far as the white that I'm covering up right now, I sometimes cheat and go in with some white paint afterwards. And I still don't have that nose right. So let's add, I want to bring this up. This circle is nice to have. A lot of people like to keep it there in their whimsical stuff. And that's just kind of to center your, so you know where the tip of your nose is. All right. And now I'm going to go in with, I like to do kind of like an olive green. And then you're asking if you always do that, why don't you have your colors out? I don't always do it. I just like to sometimes, so I wasn't sure if I was going to follow my norms. Oh, here's another. This blue violet lake, I really like too. So I'm going to go in with this green. And again, see, this is not perfect. I'm just going to go into all my shadow points and add this green in, very loose. And I'm not really worrying about exact locations, anything like that, because I am going to end up blending that after. Kind of go over this. And because this surface is so smooth, it really, this Bristol paper, it doesn't catch the tooth of the paper as much. So you can really blend out the colors. And I bet you if I knew where my Prismacolor blending marker was, I'd be able to get even more blend out of it than what I will now. I don't use the blending marker very often. I have in the past, but I kind of got out of the habit of it. See, and I'm just going very light. And this is the point where I'll try to figure out what I want to do with her hair. And I think we're going to do like a fun like a fun, I don't know. She looks like somebody who'd have wild hair. And the thing that's nice about this, I'm using a lighter color so I can blend it all out later. And now I'm going to go in with this other blue and just add some more to it. And I just realized something I do. So with this green, I went in this way. I was mostly going like a north-south or a scribbly, I don't know, what is that? Northeasterly fashion. um, and then when I go in with this, I kind of go in the opposite direction of what I had before. So it's kind of, I guess I kind of do a crosshatch that I wasn't aware I was doing until I think about it. And as I go, I keep on playing with the shape of everything. I can change it all as I go. Because if you notice, way out here is where I started with her neck, and I've already brought that in quite a bit. Oh, let's see. I act like a man when I have a cold. So, Kathy, when you use colored pencil, you're accustomed to the roughness of the watercolor, or because with the Bristol paper, you can use watercolors and stuff on it, but you gotta be lenient with how much water you use. It is very slick, and it will, you can make it pill if you use too much water on it. And yeah, I'm just cross hatching, adding more color, more shadow. Defining her nose a little bit. And I'm going to go back in with this because I really want to change the shape of her eye a little bit. And the other thing you have to be careful with is because it is such a smooth surface, when you press down, you can crease the paper a lot, and that'll end up being a point where you won't be able to blend as much because it'll go down in that divot. So use a light hand, even when you're doing the darker marks. That's with the Bristol anyway, because otherwise you'll end up with weird dark marks in your piece. All right. And the reason why this is so hard, usually I'm holding all these spare pencils in my mouth. And one, I don't want to put germs all over them when I get sick, so I get sick again. I think she's just going to have like a messy bun or something. I don't know what her hair is going to do. And I'm noticing as I do these faces every day, I'm a fan of the long neck. I like to put the collarbones in. And I usually like to do a hint of a smile, and I have to really fight from keeping my faces from looking worried. Like I always want to do the worried brow. I don't know why. All right, so now I'm going to add with this lighter blue again. Just her cheekbone on this side. And I'm going to take this and add shadow around her hair. I'm going to go back in with this because I still have that sketch mark of that lilac there, or what is this? Light violet there. So I want to kind of reinforce the head shape with this light violet again and kind of blend those marks from her head, my initial sketch, into her hair. All right. Oh, where did I say the hell did I put it? I just had that pencil sharpener. Anybody see where I put it? Cheese and rice. Did I put it in my pocket? Okay, so I have had some cough medicine today. Oh, there it is. All right. And I know just a minute ago I sharpened my pencil. I went like this. This is something I can't remember where I saw it, but because these are wax-based lead in the center, if you muscle it too much, you can break it more easily. So if you hold your pencil sharpener in your dominant hand and turn your pencil with your less dominant hand, you're less likely to break your lead. So that's something I learned. There's a little piece of advice. So instead of talking about color, we should talk about tones, because if you notice, I kind of I'm going from light to dark here. So I went with my lightest color, and then I'm working darker to get to my shadows. Yeah, the 140-pound Bristol, you can put water on it, but a lot of times if it gets too wet, if you go over it again, the paper will pill. It just takes practice. It is something that can be done, though. So now with this even darker color, I'm going to reinforce some of the strong lines I want there. Because now I know kind of how I want my face shape to be. And a lot of this color that you see on the finished product, you might not even know that there is purple or green or turquoise under there. There. You know what? I think she might have like a flower or something in her hair right here. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I think we got some good marks going here. And now we can go in with our browns, which are like the skin tones. And I like the umber family because there's a hint of red in there. And all I'm going to do with this color is go over every place that I had shadows. And again, I'm not being too picky about exactly where my marks go. If they go past the shadow mark, that's okay. In fact, it's actually a little bit better if it goes past the shadow mark, because that makes it easier to blend the lighter skin tones in. And sometimes with these, I will cheat once in a while with some of my alcohol markers, because you can get a nice slight blend to the Prismacolors with an alcohol marker. I need to sharpen this one too. Is the color look good? Looking good, everybody? Do I need to change it back now that I'm past the sketch stage? Go over the eyebrows. And now if you notice before, I went this way with my pencil. On the edges where it's really dark, I'm just going to cross hatch over it and do more controlled movement with the pencil. I'm using more the edge of the lead than I am the point for most of this. See, it's weird. You guys say the color looks good. To me, on my screen, it looks almost black and white. So if you can see the color, if you can see that this is green, this is kind of a purpley, and this is turquoise, then I am okay with it. I don't know why my preview thing is not on, but all right, so we may go back into these. I always leave the colored pencils I use out for my initial shading, and I set them aside. I may not come back to them right away, but I might need them at the end, and I want to make sure I stick with the same family, because sometimes I'll start with my shading and end up with different colors, and I want to make sure I keep on going the right way. Let's see. I'm going to go, this is like a pink, a magenta color. I'm going to go in with on the upper lip. Then I'm also going to use this color in the shading around the eye. And I don't much love this stage because I always want to blend that pink out. But through experience, I know it will blend out. And again, I'm just going very little. And basically, I'm doing big circles, or not circles, like oblong O's for this. Kind of go around the hairline. And I don't know why, but when I use colored pencils, basically any color I use on here ends up somewhere in the shadow color as well. So if I make her eyes purple or yellow, I'll still use that yellow, mix it in my shadows. I just kind of like the way, without knowing it, it makes everything kind of smooth together. I don't know if that's something people do or something I do. And I'm kind of liking her hair, how all these colors are coming out. The hair looks black and white. All right, let me take a look. Let me try this again. I'm trying out the autofocus or the auto color real quick to see. Cheese and biscuits. I don't know why. All right, here we go. From my perspective, this is looking pretty good right here. So I hope it looks good to you as well. There. Okay, I hope the color now looks good. Oh, I keep on forgetting too. See, and this is why I keep these colors out. Above the lip. I don't know why. I always forget above the lip. And I think that's why it's so hard for me, because it's like a non-spot for me. I always forget about it. I never know exactly how to shade it. And this time I think I went too dark. But oh well. I need another drink here before I start coughing. All right, so now I grab like a mustardy yellow, or like a light, or sometimes I'll grab, what is it? Like this color. It's a dark, as ginger root, or this one's called jasmine. I'll grab something like this. This one is called yellow ochre. And I'll go in and kind of blend these colors together. On the Bristol, you don't have to press hard because all this pigment is sitting on top of the surface. So I'm just going over everything. I'm not worrying about real placement or anything, because I'm just covering all of the skin color with this. And because it's all sitting up on top of the surface, it kind of blends the colors in together. It makes it fun. And again, somebody who's like a professionally trained, schooled artist may look at the things I'm saying and go, what the heck? But this is all basically me playing and, you know, I don't know, just figuring out what works for me. So somebody else may think I'm flipping crazy or something, but this is just how I use these pencils. Now I'm going in tight, and I'm adding like the creases and the darkness around the eye. Kind of the tony shadows. Like the upper lip, the area under the lip. Kind of blending out some of these blues and greens. And when it gets to shadow areas like this, I use a small circle motion to really blend it in. Still applying light pressure because all that pigment does lay down, so. All right, setting that color aside. Now I will find, let's see, I want a light pink color, so I'll go with this one. It's actually a peach. It's Deco Peach. Will somebody please tell me to stop putting my pencil sharpener in my pencil bin? Keep on losing it. And see what I just did? I sharpened with my dominant hand and broke my lead. I wish I could remember who told me that. And a smart person would have turned and put their pencil over the trash can. This is not something that I claim to be. So therefore, I did not. All right. All right. So this lead is kind of kittywampus. It's really sharp. Oh, my hands are covered in paint because I did my fun piece for the Artist Seller blog today. For the Artist Seller blog that's going up tomorrow. And since I've been working so hard on trying to make pretties that people would want to watch live, I just decided to just play with some color and pattern and shape and everything. So that's what'll be coming up on video tomorrow. It'll be just a speed through using the Artist Seller stencils and Dinah Wakely paints. Dina Wakely, cheese and rice. Dina Wakely. What? I don't know why I want to call her Dinah. And I just realized if I would have done her shoulders different. She's got some wide shoulders for that skinny neck, huh? She's a ballerina football player. I forgot what I was saying. That's what happens. And I'm using this like above some of the darker shadows. And this I am pushing a little bit harder because I'm blending those colors together and I'm giving it a sheen of this color on top. Because they are wax based, they do kind of, oh, I got a crease there. They do kind of, I don't know the right word for it. They like meld. Is meld a good word? And since there is no texture on this paper, everything always stays on the top. So you don't have to worry about the color getting in the tooth. So usually when you use the Prismacolors on anything with a tooth, once you take a color and really blend them together like this, it's hard. Oh, shoot. See, look, I'm pulling that blue in. It's hard to do, oops, another color on top of it. But when you use the Bristol, I'll go back over it again with some white and really highlight some of those light spots. See, look, you got to be careful by that. Don't do what I just did. So I'll be able to go in with the white and like accentuate the nose right here, for instance. And you want to keep the direction of your stroke or whatever in the areas where you want the colors. Because as you see here, I pulled color over from her hair. If I wasn't so distracted by company, I might have actually remembered that would happen. I'm not going to say that's 100% so, because I do have a tendency to do that. Because usually I'd have music on and I'd be singing my little heart out right now. There. All right, I'll keep that one out. And this is the one that I saw, so I kept it out. This is the French gray. I like French gray or white. Or sometimes, like I'll use this color for a highlight area. I might keep this out to play with. I like these really light colors. And if you look, because again, it's on the top surface, you can push a little bit harder and almost push some of that, it's not pigment, some of that color over. And I am doing some pressure. If you notice right here, oh, no, you are supposed to turn the sharpener, not the pencil. But for me, when I'm right here, um, I just have to hold my pencil. What is it? If I go this way, let's see. Yeah, because I always turn the pencil. So I just put the pencil in my less dominant hand and turn the pencil instead of my sharpener. Kathy said that you're supposed to turn the sharpener, not the pencil. But I think that's my way around it, is I put it in my less dominant hand. Yeah, if I would have been thinking, I would have made this the back of her neck and had her head turned. But oh well. I'm going to kind of try to blend some of this blue out with this color. It might not work because there's a big spot there. I might have been a little bit heavy-handed with that magenta right there, but look at how smooth that skin looks, though. Isn't that gorgeous? The first time I realized how to do skin like this, it was actually on an airplane. I think I was flying back home for a visit. I was just playing and playing, and this guy beside me, he spoke very little English. I don't know where he was from. And he just looked at me and went, oh, 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 and put his thumbs up. I was like, oh, yep, I'm doing it right then. If he took the initiative to try to communicate, even though we didn't speak the same language because he liked something, then you know you're doing it right. See, in this right here, there we go, I'm blending this out. Now, I'm going to show you. If you look, I'm trying to tilt it like this so you can see. I'm not pressing hard enough to make a dent through the paper. See? And that's something I want to show you. So I'm able to do all this blending and really lay down this color without doing huge muscling. I mean, I do have some pressure going right here, but I don't have a pinpoint on it to make it push through the paper. Because that's something I had to get myself out of doing, because I used to push so hard thinking that helped, and it really doesn't. I don't know if that's because of the pencils I used to use or what. See, and I'm just basically using this light color as a blender. All right, now, instead of, I have my black right here. Oh no, this is the one I actually wanted. Let's see. I have my black right here. But I'm going to use the indigo blue. It's a very, very deep blue. I like it to go in the spots where I'll put black with this first. So, all right. Just because, I don't, it adds a little bit more depth to it than just a straight black. So you can tell the difference there. And I'm using a very light hand. And I guess I'm kind of using it as a shadow too. I do so much stuff on just whim, or yeah, like at the moment I'll think, oh, I'll put that there, that when I have to really think about it, I'm like, oh, there's a reason I need to do that. It's just, I don't know if it's instinct or... Okay, now, earlier on I made this nostril a little bit too large. This is where I can go in and make it smaller and really bring the shape back to this. And yes, I will be using some black in the shadowed area. The thing that's nice about these pencils is if you touch it light, it will produce light color on there. So and now I'll go in with my black. I hate sharpening my pencils too much because I hate wasting the color. So you'll see me looking for a good point on my black. And I did make her lash line there a little bit big, but no, I'm okay with it. And the black makes all the difference. I mean, if you notice, just these light touches of black over that blue really bring out, like, I like how her nose is right here. I think it turned out really well. Turned out better than I thought it would. And again, see, now I'm facing this towards me. I see how crooked her eyes are, but know what? I don't care because I still think she's pretty. And I am being very loose and sketchy in these areas because I am going to go back in with one of my lighter colors to really blend it. I kind of like this cotton candy hair she's got going. And she doesn't curl her eyelashes, so they actually kind of go down. On these darkest areas, I'm just going in with those circles. And then I go back in with this pink and blend all that out. Let me see. I like her. She's got some big old hair, though. That's some hair right there. This one was broken already, so I didn't do it. All right. Now, what? I used to have this awesome pencil sharpener. Oh, here we go. Oh, this I didn't do. This was somebody else's. This is one of the Eagle Turquoise Prismacolors in sepia. I used to have a pencil sharpener that sharpened things longer like this, so I had more lead exposed. So I could do a longer stroke like this. I'm just going to go in and do her hair. And I really like the cotton candy. I was going to blend it all out, but I kind of like it. She's a country singer. She got some big hair. She got big hair. I don't know if you ever saw, what is it? Coal Miner's Daughter? I don't know. Sissy Spacek calling him big old bar. That's where I got the hair. Yeah, I'm silly. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm showing my inner nerd. I like classic country music. I like classic country movies about Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn. There, you heard it from me. Now nobody can let my secret out. I just realized I forgot her ear. All right, her hair needs to come in. Because her ear, actually her head is kind of weird shaped, because her ear should be, because she's really truly sideways. Should be, well, actually not too bad. It would be right about here. Because if you feel your face, the top of your lip usually is like where your ear hole is. So that's not too bad. But I'll still kind of fill this in. Oh, and the live stream that I'll do on Saturday, I'm going to do a mixed media piece, and it'll be kind of out of the norm because I'm going to be doing with paper and some molding paste and whatnot. So I'll probably start the video after I've already applied paper and the molding paste through the stencil, and we'll go from there because those are the things that take longer to dry. And on a live feed, that's just kind of boring to watch me sit there and dry things. Oh, and I've just decided the sepia makes a really nice shadow color, so I'm going to go in and add more shadows because I'm liking the way this looks. Oops. Not liking that very much, but oh, and on the smooth surface, you can get a little bit of a blend with these with your finger, which is nice, which is harder to do on the not smooth surface. There. I think she's pretty much done. What do you guys think? Sherry likes the nerdy ones too. Okay, for the Saturday live video, it will be, let's see, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which I believe makes it 1 o'clock Mountain Time. So on the East Coast at 11 o'clock, I'm going to start it. All right. I'll put, oh, that's blue. I'll schedule a live event here on YouTube. So when I schedule the live events, do you guys see that it's coming up? I don't know how that works. If people are subscribed, if they show up as up and coming things. So if I schedule it today, will you see that it's coming? So today I learned I like doing a nose like this. I've been kind of changing my style of the nose. All right, I think she is cute, and I think she is done. And I will write to, oh, look at who's coming. 16, 17. Oh, come here, baby girl. If you're going to go there, you got to come here. This little tiny kitty. And she likes the kisses. She's coming to steal my water. So we will see you tomorrow. So make sure to check it out well, I'll do the regular time between 11 and, or starting at 11. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. If you have any ideas, send me a message. I'll check it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to wing it. All right. Maybe I'll just try a different style. Okay. Big hugs, mushy stuff. See you tomorrow. Bye. And I keep on saying bye before I have this open to shut it down. Oh, what's her name? My kitty's name is Baby Girl because she's so tiny. She weighs under 4 pounds. She's a dwarf kitty. All right. So now I'm going to say goodbye. Since you know that kitty's name over there, her name is Baby Girl. The big moose that you never see, his name is Maddie. And my puppy dog is Toma. And I am Shanna Banana. All right. Big hugs, mushy stuff. I will see you tomorrow.